I don't know if this makes sense. It's past midnight. I've had like 2 drinks in me. Hello friends and enemies, welcome to day 10 of Writemas, aka Vlogmas writing edition. We're getting off to a really late start tonight because despite the fact that I am in my onesie right now, I went out tonight. And I got home not too long ago, but I was like, you know what, I can fit in at least like 1 writing sprint before midnight. And I'll probably just continue writing past midnight. I know we talked about like not wanting to mess up my writing history on Scrivener even further because just like I keep writing past midnight. But I'm a night owl, I'm most active at night, so like what can we do? So yesterday it says in Scrivener I wrote 2,309 words. I'm probably not going to reach that many words for today according to Scrivener, but I think I have enough in me to at least hit 1,000 for tonight. So last night I finished about like 2/3 of the chapter that I was working on, and I don't have much left that I need to write on, and I feel like I left off at a good place where I can continue writing and I can continue writing on to the next chapter. So my big overarching goal for today is just to finish this chapter and to start the next one, regardless of what my word count says in the session target or the writing history. So without further ado, let's get into our first writing sprint. Hello, it is currently 11:39 and I just finished my first writing sprint with 319 words. I was getting really sleepy. I was yawning so much in the video, so I apologize for that. And I had a few moments where I had to reference back to some of my previous chapters because I was like, what did she say here? I'm trying to like stay consistent in terms of just like things I've said. I know I need to have like a little story Bible where I like fact check and like have all the references and all the important dates and like names and things and all that stuff for this. Because I'm like, I can't just keep popping back and forth between documents like this. But either way, I think I did pretty well with this sprint. There were a couple of times where I was like, okay, let me just like put in a little like filler word kind of thing and then like reference back to it later. Let me just keep going. That's like one writing trick that I tend to stand by. If I'm stuck in a certain place, I'll put in like a filler keyword and then just like continue going. So for me, that filler keyword is elephant, because what I'm writing, I very rarely have to use the word elephant. So when I'm searching for like these places that I had skipped, I can just search up throughout the entire project the word elephant, especially one with like a bracket in front of it, because that's what I use to mark like, oh, I need to go back to this and fill this in like at a later time. And it's kind of like you're looking for the elephant in the room, or document as I should say. So I'm going to give myself a little break and then I will see y'all after the next writing sprint. Hello, it is currently 12:30 a.m. I just finished up my second writing sprint where I wrote 343 words. I am so sleepy. I just kept yawning this entire time, but it was a good fun little bit that I had written here. I kind of took 2 separate scenes that I had previously written and smashed them together for this one scene because I knew I liked one part of this scene that was in a different chapter, and I knew I wanted them to have that conversation just somewhere, and I felt like it was pretty appropriate with the scene that I'm currently writing, so I was like, we're just gonna throw this one in there. I did have a few moments where I was like, should I write a flashback scene before this? Because this is the second chance romance, and what I'm doing to show like the second chance romancy part is doing a lot of flashback scenes before each chapter. It's basically just like showing how they fell in love the first time, and a lot of the stuff that's happened there is mirrored into the present day stuff. My only concern right now is that even the flashbacks are in chronological order, and I've thought about mixing them up a little bit so they're not in order, just so that it's more relevant to the present day scene and not so much like chronological order and how it's relevant to the present day scene. Because the flashback scene I was thinking of putting for this chapter, I was like, I don't think it would happen in that time. So I kind of organized it where each flashback scene is a specific term that they're in while they're in school together. This is a second chance romance with fake relationship a la fake elopement, spies, and they were academic rivals when they were in spy boarding school. So just another element added to what this story is about. I was thinking like, yeah, the time frame for what the flashback scene should be for this chapter, it's not really the right time. Like it would happen sometime later during their like past timeline. I don't know if this makes sense. It's past midnight. I've had like 2 drinks in me, but I think that's just gonna be an issue for future Joelle. Like if she can figure that out, I don't need to figure that out right now. But enough yapping, I'm gonna take a break and then I will catch y'all after the next writing sprint. Hello, it is 1:12 a.m. I just finished up my writing sprint and I wrote 391 words. I started recording this a little bit late because I started writing and then I realized, oh, I didn't start recording. And I only realized I didn't start recording is because my camera shut off. And it usually shuts off at like 5 minutes with no use. So I was like, oh, fine, let's go. So I ended up not finishing this chapter just because I'm changing up the ending from what I had written in past drafts. And I'm just like, kind of getting stuck. I was like, one, getting stuck on the layout of this place because I'm setting this in like an actual venue and like an actual place. So I was just like kind of looking up how they set up everything, like how many rooms, is it a suite, is it just like what is the placement of everything, because I'm a pretty visual person when it comes to things like this. So I was like, I need to know where everyone is going. And then the dialogue had changed a lot from previous drafts and this draft, so I was just like, words, what are words, what are words? So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night because I'm getting real sleepy. And usually I'm at least like in bed at this time. Even if I'm just like scrolling through my phone, I am like at least cozy in bed, makeup off, eye contacts off. But I am leaving myself in a good point where I feel like I could just jump right back into what I'm doing, because I'm also setting myself up for the next chapter, and that is going to be pretty easy to write, or at least in comparison to like the ending of this current chapter where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So hopefully my next writing session isn't too hard. Thank you for joining me in my writing and my yapping. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!